Today was one of those days. If you were fighting the market, you got punished. I caught over 100% gains on Meta long and had multiple trades, short and long. The market made many indications that today was a very bullish continuation day, and I'll show you how. Hello guys, this is Jamal with Sold Too Soon, and here's a breakdown of my trades for today. In this video, I'm breaking down why I took my trade, why I picked Meta, and what was the market doing during at that time. Initially, Meta was on my watch list for being a weak stock because yesterday it was continuing down. Right as the market opened, I did take Meta short and I caught a big run on that. But as soon as it held that 600 level, I quickly switched and went long. Let me kind of show you what market was doing at that time and what was my thought process. Stay tuned. So this was SPY right in the morning. We were gapping up big time. Yesterday's close was at 723.72. We gapped up quite a bit, all the way to 732, and then the market started selling off a little bit. We opened right around somewhere between 728 and 727, and at that time market was kind of moving up and then coming back down. It made a little 15-minute range. So my instant idea was not to bother with SPY until it breaks the pre-market high, which was 732 right here. So I set my long trigger at 732 and I just started watching other tickers. The ones that were on my watch list were AMD because of the gap up in earnings yesterday and Meta short. So here's Meta. So this was the idea. My idea was to see it reject previous day's close and then take it on the break of 600. So my initial first entry was right here when this 600 rejected and I ran it down and not 600 reject, previous day's close rejected, which was around 605, and I ran it down to my short level, which was 600. I took profits along the way here. Because I was trading same day expiration contracts, the contracts moved very nicely and very quick. I took some profits here. I left one runner and I think I got like 65% on that one and then it kind of phased out. Right at that time, again, my idea was to let it run to PDC and then if we get a reject here, then I will take it short again. But it just pierced right through PDC and just kept running. So I changed my bias on that immediately and waited for an entry. At that time, I switched over to 610 calls and got literally over 100% winner on that. This was my screenshot on my winner from today. Caught 100% on Meta 610 calls. Even though 100% is a good gain, but I sold way too soon. These were the Meta contracts that I was trading. As you can see, around this time is when it broke above. Right here, we got that break, and then it ran all the way to $10.20. That would have been about 400, 500% gain if I held. But I was happy with my 100%. It was a good trade. And I did not want to extend my stay because I was trading 0-day expiration contracts. And if the market reversed, I didn't want to get stuck and I locked in my profits. Another big runner today was AMD. And as you can see, after earnings gap up, this was the gap up on it. Yesterday's closing price was $355. Today we had a run all the way to $432.49. And then we market open, we reject that level. I was in Meta at that time and I was not looking to short AMD just because of the strength. It would have been a really good short had I shorted at the pre-market high level right here when you saw that volume big candle reject. Could have shorted it all the way down. Would have been another good 100%, 150% trade. The market moved quite a bit. That's 25 points. That's huge on AMD. Anyhow, I did not take this trade, and then it held the pre-market low and then bounced. But we stayed away from AMD today. I don't like stocks that are gapped up too much. I try to find stuff that's kind of around PDC, gives you more room to make money because something that's so extended may reject or you may not find a good entry on that. And that's why even though AMD ran, it feels like a missed opportunity, but I kind of stay away from stocks that have gapped up so much. I mean, for something like AMD from running from 355 to 432, that's a 80, 82, $83 move. That's a huge move on AMD. And on Meta, I kind of want to explain why I took that trade long, even though my trade bias for the day on Meta was short. The red to green move is a very powerful move that I've used. And the same thing with the other way around, green to red move. If a stock's green and it goes into the red, and usually that's a point where anybody that's swing trading, they usually have their stops set up around this area. So when the stops hit, it usually causes the stock to move quite a bit in that area. And you can see this white dotted line is the previous day's close pricing on Meta. And once it broke, it just never looked back and ran all the way to 620. So that was one of my reasons on why I took it long. Also, that 600 level was the previous day's low, which you can see right here, previous day's low. So as I saw it holding previous day's low, I I wanted to reverse my bias and instead take it long, and it paid quite well today. And this comes to show you that why trader bias is so bad and why the psychology of why people lose money. Because most traders, when they see something running, they try to go against the strength. And that's the biggest mistake that one could do is go against the market strength. If uh, if you try to short thinking that, hey, there's no way this can keep running, then that's when you could be wrong. Just with all the bad news right now, the economy is going like to shit basically. Inflation, there's just so much going on right now in the world, but still SPY is making all-time highs. This comes to show you that the market does not care about your feelings. The market does not care about what's happening in the world. You have to come to the market with a fresh mind, no bias, ready to take what the market is giving to you. Especially on when SPY is trending, you don't want to go and try to short things thinking that you have enough capital to make it happen. If you try to short SPY or I mean Meta over here, you would have severely gotten punished. So I'm just going to close out my trade review today by saying that do not fight the market momentum. That's the biggest mistake any trader could do. Identify the strength and then try to find entries on that strength. Because if you once you identify the bias for the day, it's easier to be wrong and still make money. If you're trying to improve as a trader, I highly suggest you to subscribe. I'm working on a lot of content, and I will continuously I'll continue to make more videos just like these. I will do a lot of breakdowns. I'm going to put a lot of shorts. I'm working on a lot of content in there. And hopefully soon I can get something going where I can actually take on some students and teach what I'm doing. I've been day trading every day since about 7, 8 years now. I've been a swing trader quite before that, and I just now decided to start creating some content to share my knowledge and what I do with others. So please hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and remember not to fight the trend. Take care. Have a good night.